Hello guys, welcome to episode 35 of this Journeyman save. We are with Orebro, our second club in this save. We've spent a lot of time with both clubs. Yeah, that's the first bit of news, because I asked you guys whether we should stay, and I was really pleased to get a handful of replies on that. Some really thoughtful replies. And 4 out of the 5 of you guys wanted us to stay. One person thought we should be moving on. So apologies. We're going with a consensus, and we are going to stay. But I felt it was going to be important to make sure that we try and progress this season. If we can't win the league, let's at least get into that European spots and kind of start pushing this team onwards. We've been there once before, but we lost Bamba, we lost McNamee, and it set us back. Well, I think I have made some really good transfers. We haven't got players of that quality, but we've got some really good players coming in, and I'll show you those in a second. So despite me saying how things have gone and how much I think we could do okay this season, I'm now going to say we're out the cup. So let's have a look at the results up to now. Well, actually, the results have been fairly good. We started off poorly. We lost to Halmstad. We drew with Halmstad and then lost to Jönköping Södra. We then beat, in our first game, we beat Sirius away. They are a second division side, not great, although they just got relegated last year, so they're still fairly strong. And then we beat Östersund, who are a top division side. We drew with them 0-0. We had lots of chances. The problem we were having in this early stage is actually getting the team that we've got to score goals. But I made some little tweaks, and we've started to score goals. So we got a win over Siranska. And unfortunately, we didn't lose in this competition, but we came second because Östersund had a good win over Siranska. They weren't beaten 3-0. But then we've won all the friendlies after that. And this is mainly because I've just tweaked the tactic just ever so slightly. So what I've done here is, because we were set up in the past for the fast players over the top, try and make the most of Bamba's pace, try and make the most of McNamee's pace on the right. It was all about kind of breaking on teams and playing long balls and hoping that we could get onto them, and we had a lot of success doing that. We don't have that same fast player up top anymore, which makes it a lot more difficult to do that. So what I've done, but we do have a lot of players with a lot more guile and a lot more skill than we've ever had before. So what we've done is we've gone a little bit shorter in terms of the passing. We have looked to work the ball in the box, and we're creating so many more chances. It's fantastic in the friendlies that we've seen. We've beaten some good teams, including Hammarby, you might have seen, who we are playing in the first game of the season away from home. Right, and let's have a little look at the transfers, because there have been a bloody mass of transfers. Right, yeah, look at them all. Look at them all. So a lot of loans there, a lot of the young loan players have gone out. We'll just have a look at players who have left on free release players. So Kevin Wright and Robin Book. So Wrighty has not found anywhere. I mean, the one thing we've not really done very well is replace the... It's got good backup on the left and right side of defence. That's the real weak side. We don't really have anyone. I realised that not too long ago, but the transfer window is gone. So we'll ignore that for now. So out also has gone Anton Lanz. He went to Osters. He's a fairly unimportant player, then a youngster on loan. Hussein Ali, our right back, I was going to replace him. I forgot we'd sold him. He went to Hammarby for £425,000. I thought it was a fairly decent sale. He's not that good. I think we've done all right there. Quaver, he left on a free. Donchan, the Brazilian guy, he left on loan because we just couldn't get rid of him. And then a bunch of youngsters going through. So who have we bought in? Well, this guy you knew about, Christopher Book. He's one of the options we have up top. We've got 3 options up top, all of which are quite similar in terms of ability. But, you know, we're still trying to find out which is the best of these players. So he, I think, is a decent player. I've shown you him before. He's fast. He can finish, he's got good first touch. He is let down in a few areas. He's not so strong in terms of his balance, his dribbling, but most of the areas he's quite strong. I think he's a decent backup player, and he's got certainly ability to develop. He's only 21, so there is time to do that. Another player from AIK, Hans Pind, who is a backup for Fischer, and what a backup he is. Good heading, really strong, powerful player who's fast, and he's going to do a good job there. I think he's more than a backup, and I'm very excited to have him on board. Just a 20-year-old player, really, really good. So then we got Christoph Isaacson. We paid a little bit of money for him. He is more about the potential. Look at some really good numbers here. Some things he needs to work on. But he has gone on loan to Östersunds, who are Premier League side. So he's hopefully going to get some games for them. I wonder if he played against. I didn't see that. So now come the really, I think, the really good 3 fantastic signs. Or one I will show you before that is someone we bought in just as a backup who can play left and right sided of defence, and he'll certainly be a useful person to have. Right then, let's have a look through these. These are absolute corkers, all 3 of them, I think. So Mbengue, as you can see, I have raided Africa yet again. A Senegalese right midfielder. He can take a corner, which is unheard of in this team. He's fast, he can cross the ball, he's fit. I really like the look of him. There's not much that you could say isn't great. He's off the ball, isn't great, but that's not that important for the role we've got him playing. And so I'm absolutely thrilled with that as a pickup. And he's our first choice right-sided player ahead of Christensen now. Then we bought in Kwesi Asamoah, who was on loan from Chelsea. This is just, again, as a backup. Looks a really good player, hardly paying any money for him. Deep line forward that he wants to play. We play him as an advanced forward mainly, but again, he's got decent corners. He's incredibly tall, but terrible at heading the ball. It's a really interesting mix. Great composure, so you'd hope he should be quite good in front of goal. I mean, look at him in the non-competitive. He's got 5 and 5 games, and pretty good. So another really good option up top. And then this guy, suits you, sir. We potentially paid a lot of money. We bought him for £500,000 plus £500,000 if he makes 50 appearances for us. And he looks just superb. He is 18 years old. 18 years old. He's got a first touch of 18. He's got a determination of 18. But look at some of the other important stats that he's got. Agility, 15. Composure, 12. Everything in double figures. He looks, technique, 17. He just looks the business. Really happy with this pickup. I think he could be exceptional. Absolutely exceptional. So that's who we've bought in. Squad is looking a bit large and unwieldy, but I think we've got some good options now, some really, really good options. So I'm just going to set the team up and we are going to play against Hammarby. Right then, so this is the team we're going with for our first game. One slight annoyance, Mbengue is out, injured, so Christensen is going to be playing. But we've got Asamoah up top. So he looks a decent player, but we'll give him a chance up top. But we've got plenty to potentially bring on if it doesn't work. Book looks particularly good as well. I mean, I don't know who's best to bring on or not. We'll put Book on the bench. In fact, we'll do that because we'll put because Ingarson can play on the wing as well. So. Bilan Kulu is just behind him, this just 18-year-old superstar. And then in the middle we've got Samari and Fischer, the usual suspects, with Alstrand on the left. At the back we've got Kali on the left, Hooge on the right, and Carvalho is back in with Anderson. He had a good game actually against Sirius, so he's back in for an opportunity with Opara in goal. We got other options on the bench. So Buch could get his league debut, as could Pind, as could Johnson, and players who haven't made it in. It's only Mbengue who's not played. You might not recognise this guy, Robert. He's a French lad, but he's been at the club for ages. But we just needed a bit more cover on the right side of defence, so that's why he's in the squad. So let's see how we do against Hammarby. I don't know. I mean, we beat them in the in a friendly. It means absolutely nothing. Oh, this might be a bit of a problem. Buch, he's Danish. Garson's there. Linné. Can we do that? Linné is Swedish. Brawson. We'll put him in the vote. Right, finally, we've managed to sort it out. Pins come out and we've got Franson in instead, which isn't great. I didn't think about that. I thought there was more players than that. I don't really understand that because we have got a lot of players who are Swedish. I mean, the whole back line is Swedish, as is Alstrand, as is Linné. So it doesn't make much sense to me. Anyway, the side is horribly weakened because of this. That's going to be a bit of a problem, I think. We need to sort that out somehow, so I don't quite know what we'll do. Well, hello guys. You were all ready to watch the game. Unfortunately, what happened was that I played it and recorded it, and because my internet security software decided to update itself at the time I was recording it, didn't ask it to, but it did that anyway. Basically, it was using so much processing power that the game was just completely unwatchable. So hopefully it's not going to kick in at any time now, and I'll just take you through the goals. As you can see, and it's a real shame I wasn't able to show you this, it was an absolute corking match. 5-1 away to Hammarby. Absolutely brilliant. So let's check out this first goal from Helmer Andersson. Hurj, it's straight on Anderson's head. It's a lucky goal, I will take that, but went in the back of the net. So that was 1-0. We quickly followed that up and we went 2-0. Taking it from the back, ball over the top to Asamoah, who looked amazing this game. And he's got all the right stats to be in that sort of position and score. So that was 2-0. Then Asamoah got on the act again from the back. Linné to Alstrand. No, it's from the other way around, isn't it? Into Callie and Asamoah with the header this time. Was it a perfect hat-trick? I'm not sure. So then he gets in on it again. 83 minutes in. Callie skins his man into Asamoah, and he just slots it past the goalkeeper. He looks so good. They did get a goal back at this point, and we'll have a look at that. It's a headed goal. Poor marking from the guy on the far post. I think it was Hurj. And finally, Christiansen got himself a goal, which was nice. Asamoah picks out his man. I mean, it's a beautiful, unselfish goal. And that was it. 5-1. Brilliant stuff. So I'm sorry I'm not been able to show you the full game. Asamoah with a 9.6, Christiansen with an 8.7, Anderson with an 8.8. I mean, goals has got a lot to do with that. But Bilan Kulu, he was instrumental in a bunch of those goals. Just one assist, but an 8.9 with a single assist shows how important he was to the team. I'm excited, I have to say. So I'm going to hand you back to me of a few days ago, who will hopefully take you through the post-match analysis and beyond. See you in a sec. And you have to think a win of that quality has to mean something for our chances this season. It has to, surely. Well, we'll see what that does to the league table. And we'll have a little look where Hammarby are in terms of the... so we're top of the league. Yep. And we'll just have a look at season preview where will Hammarby predicted to finish. So mid-table. So it's not a bad result, really. Not a bad result. We're predicted to finish 7th. Hammarby 9th. So that victory has done an awful lot. for us. Who's our key players in this team? Oh, Bill and Kulu and Fisher are the two that are highlighted from our team. I don't know, I think we've got a lot of decent players. Right then, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. It was an utterly fantastic victory. I think that's probably the best win I've shown you. What we will do, just because we've been trying to do this for a little while, I'm going to come back, I think, somewhere in here, maybe for the Malmo game, or maybe for the Norrköping game, because that's, they're always one of the better teams. Maybe that's the one we'll come back for and see how we do against one of the top teams. Or the AIK just before, Jesus. Don't forget, we did beat them away, didn't we, last season? Right at the end of the season. Made no sense, but that's what we did. Yeah, 2-1 away win. Ugh. Crazy stuff. But we've got games against Häcken, BK Häcken, who are a decent side, Göteborg, who are a decent side. This is one we certainly should be winning. That's another one we certainly should be winning. So maybe 6 points, 9 points, 12. Who knows where we'll be. And then we've got a couple of tricky ones, 3 tricky ones, one after the other. Yeah, I'm excited by this. I hope you are too. Apologies, this is a bit of a longer episode, but I think it's well worth it. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of the signings down below. Who is going to be our star man? How are we going to finish this season? Those are the questions that you need to answer. As always, thank you very much for interacting with the channel. Please like the video, and thank you for the likes that you've given thus far. Please subscribe if you are new and hit that notification bell just to make sure you don't miss a single video from me, basically, if you are watching this series. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.